Done. Hey, so we're going to talk today quickly about emotions and triggers and failure. So I posted something on my social today that said the most successful people are the ones that have also got the most amount of no's, right? You can't get a lot of yeses without also getting a lot of no's. Does that make sense? My coach today said to me, it was funny that the same topic came up, but it was the most successful people have failed 75% more times than the rest of us. So those that are successful because they're just better or they're lucky or they're more talented. It's because they tried more. And if you try more, you're going to get more rejection. You're going to get more no's. You're going to fall on your face more times than if you don't try. It's very easy to point fingers at people if you've never tried anything. So the people that are the most boring are the ones that haven't done anything. So anyways, let's talk about this. Let's get into it. So the meaning we attach, and I learned this from Ed Milet in a coaching group that I'm in, is the meaning we attach to an event is what matters, not the event. So there's no good or bad emotions, only emotions. Emotions don't command or should not command our actions. Emotions are liars born out of some of the worst moments in your life. So a lot of us have some things that happen to us in our childhood that are forming our opinions of the future. So you might have seen a parent work really hard and struggle and never get ahead. So now you think, well, what's the point in even trying? Because no matter how hard I try, it's never going to work anyways. That is an emotion attached to an event, and it may or may not be true, right? It isn't true that no matter how hard you try, it isn't going to work. It just means that for whatever situation that parent was in, it wasn't lining up. And as we're kids, we often don't know the real reason behind a lot of those things, do we? And so you have to become aware and recognize and not be controlled by our emotion. So you need to ask questions. Why do I feel this way when something happens? And is it a trigger? So starting to become more and more aware of how you're feeling and then questioning, why is it that I feel this way? Why is it that is triggering me? It's funny because I'm in a coaching group with Ed Milet, and Ed Milet is teaching this. And then also I'm a big fan of Ray Higdon, and he's actually talking a lot about the same concept. And it's funny, if you listen and learn from very successful people, they all say the same things, don't they? They all teach about mindset. They all teach about these things. They all teach about being aware of your emotions, being aware of your subconscious biases, being aware, and also learning how to push out those triggers. And you might be listening to this and think, all of this is hooey. This is so weird. Oh, mushy gushy, weird stuff. But you know what? Ed Milet is like a multi-millionaire. Ray Higdon, multi-millionaire. Maybe there's something to what they're saying. That's actually what really started me on this real mindset journey over the last couple of years, is how is it possible that all these successful people really say the same thing and that they're also wrong? Is it more likely that they're right and that I should start to pay attention? So I also pulled up, just kind of on this same vein of people that are successful and what they went through to get there. So I'm going to quickly go through that list in a second. But most people retreat when a negative emotion happens versus adjusting. So you need to become aware of your triggers. What happened and how can you start to change it? How can I react differently so that I get the outcome that I actually really desire? Nobody desires to be unsuccessful, but in the example I was saying, where maybe you saw a parent, one of my things fell down, and maybe you saw a parent struggling always in your life. They worked really hard, they worked lots of hours, and they just never ever got ahead. They always had money problems. And so in your head, you associated working hard with also struggling. And so you have chosen maybe a life of where, you know what, I'm just not going to try. I just don't want to get rejected. I just don't want people to say no to me. I'm just never going to take the shot, right? I'm going to get alerted on Facebook maybe for saying that. I put a post the other day that said shot, and it came up with the word warning because they thought I was talking about a shot, not take your shot. But anyways, I digress. So I have this little list here. I don't know if this is going to help you at all, but I think it's kind of cool to know. So Walt Disney had over 300 rejections to his theme park that we all love. Comment below if you've been to Walt Disney World before, or Disneyland, or Paris Disney. I've been to the one in Orlando, just the one in California. I have never been to the one in Orlando yet. He had 300 rejections before he was able to move ahead with his theme park. And I've actually heard that he funded that with cash value life insurance, which is pretty cool too. So he found an alternative. Henry Ford actually had 2 automobile companies that he owned go bankrupt before he actually was successful with Ford. Steven Spielberg was rejected 2 times by the school, the SoCal, so Southern California School of Cinema. He was rejected twice before he actually was successful. And we, of course, all know Steven Spielberg by now. Stephen King's book Carrie, which was made into a very popular movie, was very successful. It was rejected by 30 publishing houses, or rejected 30 times before it was actually ever published. Think about that. You wrote this book, you submit it, maybe you get 3 rejections, 4 rejections, 5 rejections, but you keep sending it in. You're at 10 rejections, you keep sending it in. You're at 20 rejections, you keep sending it in. 30 rejections. Like, most people would stop. Maybe they'd stop at 3. They'd say, hey, this is actually, I didn't do very good at this. This is no good. No one likes this. I'm not going to succeed. Blah, blah, blah. They throw it in the trash and they forget about it. How many successful ideas have you had that maybe if you went to rejection number 30, you would have got a yes finally? I don't know. How many good ideas have gone in the trash because someone didn't have the tenacity, the strength of mindset required to get to a yes? Again, what I said is the people that are most successful have the most yeses because they also got the most no's. And Edison was told, can you imagine not having electricity? Let's just say that for a minute. He was told by teachers he was too stupid to ever learn. So maybe you've been told something like that in your past and you're holding on to it and you're believing it. And thank goodness Edison didn't. So I want you to take a little moment with yourself. Think about it. What are the things in my life that I believe that maybe aren't true? What are the things that are holding me back? What is the thing that I really want to do that I haven't done because I'm scared of that rejection? You're never going to get to where you actually are destined to be without some form of adversity and rejection. You are never going to get there. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, to give you a hope and a future. These things are not just spoken into the wind. These are promises made to you by God. And it is your job to step up and take the action required to get to it. Everything is there for you. Everything you need to be successful is inside of you. You just have to get up there and do it. And I know it's scary and I know it's hard, but my God, if Edison and Stephen King and Spielberg and Henry Ford, these people that changed the world, can take a no and keep going, can you not also do the same? What gift to the world do you have inside of you that needs to be seen, that people need to hear, that can really truly help people, but you're too scared to get a no? So stop it, get over it, get on with it, and share that gift with the world. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and comment below if you failed at something and moved on. Comment below if you've been to Disney. Like I said, I'd like to hear about it. I want your tips and tricks. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you again